What's up, everybody? All right, my name's Shane. I'm from Small Town Xotics, and I'm also a Husbandry.Pro partner. You may have been on here before. I periodically run a show like once a month, and tonight we are talking with my good friend Kevin from Mutant Reptiles. Sorry, and yeah, so I first met Kevin. We started talking over social media. I think it was about 2020. I know him from the leopard gecko side of reptiles, and he is now a Husbandry.Pro partner. So I'm having him on as a guest so he can introduce himself. His code is ticking down there. So if you guys want a free 60 days instead of the 30 days that's given to everyone, type in Mutant60 when you go to sign up, and you'll get a free 60-day trial. No credit card needed. But Kevin brings a unique perspective to Husbandry.Pro because he's not like a ball python guy like a majority of us are. So he comes from leopard geckos and all kinds of stuff. He does all kinds of cool colubrids and hognose and stuff too. So I'll let him tell that to you when he's on. I'm going to go ahead and bring him out. So everyone, welcome Kevin.
How y'all doing?
What's up, brother?
Glad to be here, man. What's up, Shane?
How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, man. Just hanging out. Just finished dinner. Jumped on this live.
Right on. Yeah, I was kind of telling people we've been talking since like 2020. I think that's correct. Might have been 2019, but it's been a few years. And
yeah, it's been a little bit.
I think it's cool to have you on because you're really like you were deep into like leopard geckos, and that like requires a lot of lineage and polygenics and stuff. So you bring a unique perspective to Husbandry.Pro, in my opinion.
Definitely. I agree. I love Husbandry.Pro. I actually wish I had Husbandry.Pro many years ago. Unfortunately, I didn't discover it really till last year. And, I think that Husbandry.Pro is great for the leopard gecko world. I mean, like if anybody could use Husbandry.Pro, it would definitely be the leopard gecko people, because leopard gecko people are really like, I don't even know how to put it, insane about the genetics and about not having, mixing albinos or knowing, if there's eclipse in it or marble eye or whatever the genes are. I mean, when you sell a gecko, you're pretty much giving your word that you know what's in your gecko. Like you got it from good lineage. The people before you bought it. I've been doing this since 2016. Well, way before that, I was in the reptile world. But I came back in 2016 and I came strong with leopard geckos. And the whole tracking of lineage is really difficult as far as like books. And then if you're keeping them in notepads or however you choose to do it, Excel spreadsheets, I don't know, but I kept them in notebooks and it could get pretty daunting to do it that way.
Yeah, that was something because I started on my return. I started building ball pythons and a little bit of hognose, and then I jumped into leopard geckos. And although I was doing a bunch of research and I understood everything that was going on, I didn't really quite realize how serious and involved all that tracking was with leopard geckos,
It's definitely a lot different from snakes, because like, even though I feel like if I get a snake and I pop out an albino, being a leopard gecko person, I'm just like, oh man, that was in there, but right. A lot of people in snakes are like, oh, that's a free gene,
Yeah.
And I mean, it is nice. I'll tell you, I mean, it's happened to me in snakes already. It hasn't happened to me in leopard geckos, thank God. But this program was really written for leopard geckos as far as I'm concerned. Everything. I mean, it's great. There's so many uses for this program. It's like the first thing that I sought out actually wanting to be a partner, because I strongly believe in this. And, I've always helped out everybody that's given me questions on Instagram, questions on Facebook. I've never really pushed anything. but this is going to make people's lives better. It's going to make the reptile community better with record keeping. There's a lot. There's kitchen is right there. So there's a lot of like people, you know, like football, baseball, statistics. I mean, it's like basically record keeping stats on your collection. Whether it's locality, whether it's breeding different kinds of colors. So like, you know, I breed Barron's racers. You got your blue, you got your green, you got your brown. You know, after, you know, let's say 6 generations of crossing those different lineages and trying to figure out, you know, what a blue and a green, when you take a baby, then what does that baby when you cross it back to a blue or you cross it back to a green? Well, Husbandry.Pro is going to build that lineage and all that family history for you without you having to write it down. And it's going to keep track of pictures of those parents as you breed them, the grandparents, the great grandparents. And, you know, the same thing goes with locality. I mean, you have Alterna, you got your 277s, your River Roads, your 3 mile west of Sanderson, Sanderson. You know, there's just so much you can track with it. And the best part is every time you put in the genetics or you put in the locality, you can tag a picture with it. And then when you pair whatever you have that into your Husbandry.Pro, you have the parents, and then you pair those together. You could put that pairing into Husbandry.Pro, and then when the eggs are laid, you could put the eggs and how big the clutch is and this and that. And then when you could track, you know, how many days it takes, and then when it's hatched, you can transfer those babies into, you know, your animals, and then from there, you know, all the parents' pictures and the grandparents are all tagged onto that.
Right.
Sorry.
You just got into Husbandry.Pro last year?
I got into it last year. It wasn't, you know, I do it little by little. So I have like this, it could be overwhelming when you're trying to change, like if you were to start, like if you were to get Husbandry.Pro and you had like 5 animals or 10 animals and you wanted to start from the beginning and you were a beginner, it would be no problem. But when you have, you know, 200 animals, you could get overwhelmed. But if you take like this flow method that I like to call it, or, you know, other people call it that too, is where you add 5 animals at a time. And by the end of the week, you got 35 animals in there. And then, you know, by a month, you know, you got 140 animals. So, and then if you take some days off here and there, then you could have 100 animals. But you get the point. So it's not that hard. And then, you know, so it wasn't that difficult to transfer over. It was a lot better so I always made labels on Excel for all my stuff. Last year, it was a little more difficult because I didn't have all my labels. I still had Excel and all this. And then the babies, I handwrit them. So I was putting 200 babies into my Husbandry.Pro so I could get the labels, so I could print out I mean, it was hell. But this year, it was beautiful, man. I mean, it was so simple. My wife designed the labels off of the Husbandry.Pro. We have the printer, the Dino printer, and she's like, "Oh, you got to get me all the animals and this and that, so I could start entering a cell." I said, "You don't have to worry about any of that this year. You know, you just hit a button, bam. You know, it was a beautiful thing, man. It really was." And taking those labels with the QR codes on them to Daytona, and then, you know, my biohazard symbol. Yeah. Mine looked just like that, man. But
I copied your design, bro.
Yeah, man. So you scan that, man. And I tell you, I was on top of the world when people scanned it, because I mean, I just felt like a level above everybody else, because you could scan my QR code and bam, out pops when the baby was born, actual picture of the baby when it was born, a picture of the parents that sired the baby, the cost, the weight, the whole deal, man. So it's just a really good feeling when people are impressed with your presentation, and it's just a new level of presentation. And I really want to see more people using it because, it's really been, I think it was built for like the ball python community, because the ball python community brings such a huge community and they need a lot of tracking but I just see so much potential. I know with crested geckos, I'm like a podcast junkie. I don't keep ball pythons, but I still watch content on ball pythons. I listen to podcasts on everything. Reticulated pythons. I live in Florida. I'll never have a reticulated python, but I know a lot about them.
Right.
Boas podcasts, ball python podcasts, venomous podcasts, everything, man. And I know that with crested geckos, lineage is also very important, and what the parents look like are very important. And with just a few entries of what the genetics are and a picture of the parent, and bam, now like any of your customers, you scan the QR code, bam, out comes the pictures of the parents, man. It's next level. And I really believe that this is going to take the industry to the next level. I feel like a salesman, but I'm not trying to be a salesman, really. And I know I am. I'm not trying to be, because this is really how excited I am about this, man. It's a game changer.
No, I believe you, because it seemed weird to me before Husbandry.Pro, when I was building my collection, like in this digital age when computer things are everywhere and we got smartphones, like there wasn't really any husbandry tracking, breeding type software for reptiles that was like efficient when I first got in. So
yeah.
I jumped on Husbandry.Pro since the day they went public, and I've never looked back. But I'll admit, like, I haven't used all the features because there's a lot. But my last Tinley, I did labels with QR codes and all that, and man, it was really nice. Like what you're talking about, like somebody had a question about an animal or whatever, like what was the pairing, what's the date of birth, whatever. Scan the QR code. There's everything you need to know, man.
It's definitely awesome, man.
And the way it pulls up that page just looks super sweet,
It really does, man. And I think that it's a learning process, man. I haven't used it. I probably have used 50% of what it's there, but I'm learning all the time. I never really was computer savvy. This makes it really easy. But I would just, it's easier as you go, man, is basically what I'm saying. The more you use it, the easier it is to use.
I like how you brought up your approach of like doing 5 animals a day. Cause when I jumped in, I think I had like 100 animals, and like I sat there for 2 days and did it all. And I was like, never again. But yeah. I should have paced myself,
Yeah. I learned that years ago. With anything, man. And everything's just, as long as you're consistent and you stick to a plan, eventually it'll get done. Like it's whether I'm in the reptile room and I have 20 minutes to get like 5 snakes clean. Well, next time I go in there, it's just those are done. Now I just have a little bit more to do. I believe in a little bit. It's like almost like the tortoise and the hare race, man.
Right.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Right.
So not to get overwhelmed in anything you do.
I did learn recently, for people that already have a big collection, that if you contact tech support on Husbandry.Pro and send them a spreadsheet, they can get most of the info entered for people. So for the people that have a lot of animals, they're like, well, man, I don't want to do the initial setup. We got you covered there too. So,
dude,
we have professionals that do this shit. Like it's not just up to us.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome, man. That is really next level, man. I really like that.
Yeah. I mean,
and another thing is cool. the price for all levels, man. It's really like, if you have another business, how expensive QuickBooks could be, or tech support for, like, I have a scrap metal business. And our tech support is like $3,000 a year. And we might use it once a year at the most. Sometimes we don't even use it. We pay $3,000 for nothing. Well, for 75, right now I only have about 100 animals. I breed about 100 a year. So I'm on a collector level, which is 200 animals, and it's been sufficient for the last almost 2 years now. Um, $75, man. I mean, you can't beat that. And the next level, I believe, is 150, and you get up 500 animals. Um, and then,
Yeah,
and then, I mean, if
there's a little bit of a discount when you pay annually too. So.
oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, there's a discount too. So like if you pay, and I pay annually, so I'm sure mine was cheaper. But I looked it up because I was like, dude, I know this program is like super cheap and affordable, and it just it makes life so much easier, man. You don't have that notebook or messing. I mean, I've never attached pictures to an Excel spreadsheet, but I'm sure you can. But this just makes it so much easier. Like if I want to attach it, I just snap a picture with my phone. I go into the app, I attach it. You know, I don't have to download it on the computer and then put it on through the computer. I just snap a picture and I put it right onto the phone through the app, and bam, now it's on the computer, you know? So everything's easy. You can use your phone to scan if you want to do feedings. I have all my stuff. Like I build racks and I put all my animals in the rack. I could do bulk feedings or whatever the case. I mean, it'd be cool to do bulk sheds. I mean, have like 30 people shed at once, but that's not
Right.
the case. But you, but yeah, like bulk feeding, and then you take out who didn't feed. I mean, you bulk feed. Let's say you have 40 in a rack. You bulk feed. You had 5 people that didn't eat, not people, but animals.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. You click those 5 off, and bulk feed. Now everybody's fed.
So when you initially got set up and you had all your animals enter, where did you go from there? You started tracking feedings, breedings. How did you go about it?
So right now, basically all I was tracking mainly hognose feedings for the babies. I really don't feed. I don't track my feedings for adults. I don't track sheds. I don't know if that's like something that's just not important to me to track. But maybe I'll try it. I don't know. I enter all my mice in there. Like when I get my order of mice, I enter it in there. Not for my adults, that just comes in, but for like my pinkies and everything, when I'm feeding my babies, they come off the inventory of my mice. So I know when I have to reorder again.
See, that's smart. I've never done that yet, so that's smart.
Yeah, I would like to do it with my adults. I really want to. I'm incorporating as I go, so I'm not like fully immersed, but I'm a hell of a lot more immersed than I was last year.
Right.
I just keep using it more and more and more as I go on, man. And I really would like it to a point where I'm like, I still can look in my freezer and be like, man, I'm down to 40 mice. If my freezer looks small, I know I'm ordering again anyways, but
right.
It would still be cool. Like if I had 100 left and I'd be like, oh, I got 100 left, because I do eventually want to start tracking feeding adults, right. and I think it would be pretty cool to track sheds too, but and I'm sure like if it was my full-time job, I might, but between I got a 7-year-old and a full-time business, like that just fully enter all that stuff a lot, even though it's super easy. It just gets overlooked sometimes for those little minute things.
Yeah, that's what's good about Husbandry.Pro is you don't have to take advantage of every feature for the system to work. You use as much or as little as you need, and it just keeps on going.
Yeah, that's what I like about it, man. And I want to incorporate more, like I said, and I'm sure I will, because like I said, I've used so much more from day one than I was, and everything gets easier as you go to. Like I said, especially when you have all your adults in, and then you do your breedings, and then you could transfer them into babies. I mean, it just starts. Now you got all your labels are there basically. I mean, there's still there's still some work to be done. Like if I take pictures of all the babies and I put them in the computer with weights, so that's there. And that does take time. But again, you have a clutch like with Hognose. you'll have I'm a big, huge breeder, but like, let's say a clutch of 25 hatches and I transfer them into babies. Now, I could do 5 a day,
Right.
and in 5 days, I have them all done. And it doesn't really take that long to do, picture and weigh 5 babies. So that's how I go.
What I do is I go ahead and like convert to animals, ID them roughly, and as good as I can when they're hatchlings, and then at least they're animals in the system, and then I could tweak them here and there if I need to. But that's where, in my opinion, it really comes full circle is once you have your adults in and you've been doing your breedings, and then it's in the incubator, and then you convert it to animals when it's done. It's like, man, it's so easy. And then, like you said, after that, like that's your label right there, and then you can add pictures, make it for sale,
and it's
whatever
cool,
you need to do.
And it's fun too because you got the incubator on your phone. That's how I hold the phone. You got your incubator on a phone, and you're like, oh, let's check like how. Oh, it's on 5 days. Now I'm getting ready and getting excited. I got 5 days. I'm going to see a little nose popping out of that baby. So it's kind of fun too at the same time just to have your incubator on your phone and oh, and then 2 weeks later this so-and-so clutch is going to hatch, so that's really cool. And it would be really cool. Like I'm excited. I really hope I can get some crested and it's just a matter of time, but I would love to see crested gecko people take advantage of this. I have some plans to go to some shows coming up next month. I think there's one at the end of this month that I'm going to go around here, and I'm really going to try to get people to just try this system out and just enter a few animals, and like maybe you'll have a clutch and you could see how it all works. It's just like I think that if you were to just get somebody to enter like 8 animals, with pictures, and then you end up breeding with some clutches, and then they get to see like just something minute like that. It doesn't even have to be huge. Just enter a few animals with pictures, and then once they're hatched, you put it in the incubator, and then you get to see that whole deal, man. And then that's what I try to get them to do.
Yeah, no, I agree. As we get it out into more species and stuff, it'll really start proving its value because, like, it's so universal. And even if there's something like, because it's so customizable, like you can add your own genetics. Like if you started your own line of whatever, you can add that in the system, and it'll be in your system to track it and stuff too.
So my buddy John with Palm Beach Colubrids, he breeds. Well, and I have some too because they're my favorite snake, but they're Frontenac Pusillinotus, which are neotropical bird eaters from Costa Rica. And he's kind of on the forefront where he's breeding, like, let's say he has a red one and a lavender one. He puts those together. Now he has babies from that pairing. And, that could all be tracked. I mean, eventually, you're going to take a yellow, these ones he calls honeycombs, and you're going to take a honeycomb, you're going to cross it to a red lavender. Now it's going to build all that lineage for a species that no one would probably be like, all that's super important, to learn from down the road. You can look back, maybe you pop out some weird color. Hey, how'd I get there? Well, I crossed the green to a blue, and then I'm back to the honeycomb, and then back to the red one. And now I have chartreuse Rhinonax, you know what I'm saying? Or something like that, man. But, the blueprints will be there for you to check it out. So it's just so much that you could do with it, man. Sky's the limit. And I just want to see people start using it, and more than ball pythons, even though it is important for ball pythons. But, it's been pushed towards ball pythons. But I think it's endless, man, what it could be used for.
Yeah, we all know the reason. There's a lot of
exotic world of geckos, man. We want you. Maybe you already use it, but if you don't, come on in.
Sounds like he's entering it. I got 5 more I got to add, and then I'm almost down. He says so. There, we got a gecko.
I just see that.
There.
Yeah, I just see like the little. Oh, there you go. Popped up. I got 5 more I got to add. All right, cool, man. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, and that's what's good about Husbandry Pro is like it works for all the species and stuff. So I've always had at least 3 species going. I think I got 6 right now, 7, something like that. But I could still use Husbandry Pro for everything. So
Yeah,
it's
I'm gonna
pretty
enter
nice.
some bull. I'm gonna start. I have about a small collection of 5 bull snakes. I haven't entered them yet, but they're going in there.
Yeah. What do you see? What do you see Husbandry Pro going in the future? Where would you like it to go? Out into the other species and stuff, but like tracking, would you? I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Is like, would you like to see like everyone at the shows using it so everyone can just walk up and QR code it? Everyone can transfer each other animals. That's something we didn't cover. Like when Kevin and me do animals or whatever,
Yeah.
it's just like we email each other the animal and that's all we have to do, you know?
That's really cool, man. I would like to see a lot more people using it. I don't think that it's going to be something um, for like people with like 5 animals. Like I mean, it can be used for that. I don't know if somebody's going to use it if they have 5 animals. But as far as breeding goes, I think, man, carpet pythons. If you listen to the carpet python people, dude, they're insane about their genetics, and they have like I don't know, poison ivy and green tree people, man. Green tree people got the sickness and all these different
Yeah.
lineages, and Molly Ringwald with the carpet pythons, and these are names I know because I listen to podcasts, but all these are important, man. These lineages that people have created, it's all super important, and it will never get lost if Husbandry Pro is tracking it. So it's next level, man. I just would like to see it really adopted. I mean, like I was trying to say before, QuickBooks, it's like it should be as important as QuickBooks. That I strongly believe in it as that. It should be it's like QuickBooks for reptile nerds, man. It's gonna be an industry standard, man.
Yeah, I think like how you touched on like the sickness and stuff, like species like where a key animal like that really matters in the lineage. If like you go to a show and you're buying something and you could click on a QR code and be like, oh wow, okay, this is three generations from the sickness. All right, I'm in, I'm buying it,
Exactly. That's my point. And if you have it in Husbandry Pro, it's going to show the great great grandparents from there, and
Right.
you're going to see, hey, this sickness was in my lineage. The sickness is in my lineage. Now you know what I'm saying?
No,
For
I
real.
got you, man. I got you, bro. I
For
got you.
real.
No, I'm really looking forward to because this is like this is the biggest I've been in hog noses, and I'm really going like through some polygenics. Me and Kevin talk about this on the phone, so I feel like I'm rehashing it, but the audience doesn't know. So like I'm kind of combining reds and stuff, and that's going to be important for me, 2 or 3 generations in, because I'm mixing this line with this line, and I could track all that and which group is turning out more to my liking. Oh, group A is, well, then I'm going to stick more of this stuff over here, So all
Yeah.
that stuff's important. Because
And
I wouldn't know
also,
how to track it on paper. And I know I could do it in a spreadsheet, but man, that's going to be a lot of work, like going back and
yeah,
seeing what I did 3
definitely.
years, screw all that.
And also keeping inbreeding down to a
Right,
minimum, of course, so you have healthy animals, man.
right.
I mean, even if you're buying eventually down the road, if you're buying from somebody, you could possibly know your animals are related through Husbandry Pro. Another thing that I don't even think anybody's ever, as much as I watch these things, I don't think anybody's ever mentioned that. That you could keep inbreeding down to a minimum within your collection and other people's collections, the more Husbandry Pro is utilized throughout the industry.
Yeah, I agree. It's not something we talk about much in ball pythons. Like nobody really talks about it. But like you get into that, like with hog noses and other species, inbreeding depression and stuff like that. You kind of want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
make sure you're kind of not getting too far inbred and stuff.
Yeah, it's good to outcross, man, every once in a while too, man.
Right, right. Have you used like the Husbandry.Pro store and all that part yet?
You know, like you said, you learn something new every day. You know, I thought I had a store up until today because I was cleaning out some animals. I did some wholesaling. I was getting rid of some animals. I had some stuff that was a little like entered wrong because I realized the way I was entering my leopard geckos. I kind of made a mistake in the way I entered them. So I was redoing all that. So then I wanted to see what my store looked like. And I went to my store and I didn't realize I didn't set up my store. So my store is actually active right now. I was making my animals. When I was setting up all my animals, I was putting in the store. You know, there's this when you're making your animals, you put them in a store, like being able to see by public. So I thought they were automatically going to the store. I didn't realize I actually had to set up my store for people to see it. But so now it's set up. It's not completely set up. I did a small little like bio of like kind of our rules and stuff. It still has to be edited. There's certain things I have to do to make it look better. But for the most part, I have a few animals in there and the store is set up. But I have not given anybody the address to the store or got somebody to go to the store.
Yeah, I'm going to echo Zach's sentiment right there. You may want to go ahead and make sure your store is up to date. So that's a little
my store is up to date. My store is up to date because all my animals in there are all in my garage right now. So it's up to date. That's what I was doing today. I was taking out, I was archiving stuff that I sold to people that I wanted to keep there just in case they wanted to know, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe they lost something. I'll still have it. But then like the stuff I wholesale, I just straight delete it off of my thing because I wholesale them. I probably will never need it again as far as I'm concerned. So I just deleted like a bunch of those. I went through everything.
Part about wholesaling, there's no customer care after that. It's like, all right, you're buying all these for pennies on the dollar, go.
Yeah. So that's basically what I did. So I was just making sure everything's up to current, took out the things that I don't have anymore, and that's it.
Something that's cool about the store that I didn't realize at first too, but I noticed when I have a clutch and then I put it in the incubator, you can choose to show it publicly. And then when you're on anybody's Husbandry.Pro store, if you go up to the right-hand corner and click on like the 3 lines or whatever it is up there, you can look in their incubator. And if you said that, you know, the public can see it, it'll show you what that breeder currently has in the incubator and stuff too. So it's pretty cool for the people that are like following a certain project that you're doing. Yeah. And then they see it just like we see it. Like, oh, it's like 5 days away from hatching and stuff. Maybe I want to get hold of them, you know? So
no, it's cool. Yeah, I did that. Like I before I had Husbandry.Pro, Alvaro with Clover was using it, and I signed up for email on his incubator to let me know when his toxic clutch was hatching, because I was interested in getting the toxic project. So it was pretty cool. It notified me and let me know when they hatched, and you know, it put me on a list so he could contact me and let me know that, you know, hey, this is what's available. So that is a cool feature.
Yeah, I think that goes above and beyond other things, you know, in my mind, you know. What else you got on Husbandry.Pro, brother?
You know, that's like I said, you know, I just incorporating it more and more every day. So that's pretty much, you know, like I don't know. That's pretty much everything I use with Husbandry.Pro, man. I just want to see everybody use it, man. I really believe in this software, man. It's the way of the future, the way of the reptile world, man.
Yeah, I want to go back to like something I do all the time is like when I sell an animal, just like I touched on a little bit when me and Kevin go animals back and forth or something, but like I still email that client their animal info via email, and then they can choose to sign up for Husbandry.Pro, and if they do, then they'll have all that info and stuff. So that's something I'm getting in the habit of doing. I didn't used to be in that habit. I would ask them like if they had Husbandry.Pro, and if they said no, then I wouldn't do it. But now I go ahead and just do it with everyone. So then they get an email, and then it tells them all their stuff, and if they want to sign up to continue on.
So I used to before I learned the QR codes last year. So this is how I evolved. Last year, I really couldn't get the QR codes to publicly work. So I printed up the sheets of the parents, and that's what I mailed out when I got. But if you print out the QR codes, when a person scans your QR codes, it doesn't give them the option to sign up for a Husbandry.Pro through them scanning your QR codes.
I'm not sure. I know I do have one QR code that I send out that'll take them to Husbandry.Pro.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you do the
right.
printout.
I'm going to print. I plan on actually printing all that stuff out myself, especially when I go to reptile shows or I send out a box with a few reptiles. I'm going to stick the QR code in there for Husbandry.Pro. I think the more people that use it, the more it'll grow, the faster it'll grow, the word will get out there.
Yeah, no, I agree. And when I go vend Charlotte, I've already checked all the animals. I don't know if you did this when you vend, but when you go under commerce, you can create an event. So I put in the Charlotte and the dates, and then you could check in all your animals that you plan on taking to the show. And then you have just a short list right there. And then you can click sold on them as you sell them, and then enter the person's email address as you sell it, and it'll send them all the stuff. So I'm going to use that for the first time in Charlotte. I'm going to bring my laptop. But what's also cool about that feature, awesome. What's really cool, you'll like this, is once you have that animal list, all your for sale animals that you're taking, there's also another little tab right on the right-hand side top where it just says print labels, and it prints labels for everything you're taking to the show. That's how come I have this roll right here of labels, because that's all the animals I'm taking to the show. Already pre-printed.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah. So that's what I did. I attached my labels, but are you saying like if you put all those animals that you're taking to a show, can somebody sign on to you, let's say your Morph Market or your Husbandry.Pro store, and see what animals are going to be at the show?
I don't know that part yet. I don't know.
Oh, did I just blow your mind, man?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even think about that. I don't know. That's a good question.
Sorry, man.
Zach would know that one. Hey, I'm just in the partnership program. I'm somewhat.
No, man, you're more than that, dude. You're more than that. You're more than that. You actually know a lot. But you've been using it longer than me. It is a learn. It's easy, but the more you use it, the more you realize how much more you could use it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you just told me some new stuff, and the question I had, even if they don't have that, I'm sure it's something they can incorporate.
Yeah.
I mean, it just sounds like, hey, I'm going to Daytona. I'm going to go and see what kind of animals are going to be there.
Right. Zach kind of answered it. It'd be something to add into the new system. That would be cool though. So if somebody comes over to my Husbandry.Pro store and hey, I know I'm going to see him in Charlotte, and it's got some kind of way of saying oh, he's bringing all these animals already. So cool. I could check that out when I go. That'd be cool.
Yeah, dude. That would be cool.
Next level.
But again, it's something next level, dude. I mean, it's something you can add, definitely. So, I mean, and another cool part about it is, just like Zach said, it's something that could have in the new system. I mean, they're currently introducing new stuff, and they're currently learning themselves, working out the bugs, learning what's working, learning what's not working. Let's add this. Oh, the reptile community has an idea, and then they shoot it around. Maybe it's a good idea. Maybe it's a bad idea,
Right.
But it's not just like they wrote a program and now that's the program. This is the matrix, baby. It's constantly growing. It's learning. It's basically AI. It's learning. They're learning. The programmers are learning what works and what doesn't work. And it's definitely since I've been using it, so much more seamless than ever. That's it works so much better than a year ago. You know what I'm saying? Even the app on the phone is so much easier and so much better to use.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the new version to come out that's supposed to be even better and faster and stuff too, more intuitive. And I want to touch on something you brought up though, how they're constantly making it better and better. Like there's times like where I'll go, I do a lot from my phone. I'm kind of like a minimalist and I'm always on the go. And then it could be weeks or maybe even over a month sometimes before I go to the desktop version, and I'll go in and there'll be these little green bubbles telling me I got new stuff to go check out in all these places. I'm like, man, has it been that long since I went on the desktop? And I go check them all out and stuff. And, they're always adding new features, and they listen to all of us, our input. And a good place to listen to go like give your input is in the Facebook group. There's a Husbandry.Pro users Facebook group, and everyone that uses it, and Robert and Zach and all the people are all in there. So everyone kicks around ideas and kind of troubleshoots and, whatever, takes suggestions and all that stuff over there. So some of the brain work and critical thinking goes on in the Facebook group. And that's what's cool about Husbandry.Pro is like they're participating in the Facebook group and taking in all of our input, Yeah.
Cool.
Let's see here. Well, it may be an easy connection between the event check-in system checkout. I believe the system is already flagging those animals for dates you put in the event. Yeah. I don't think it'd be that big of a tweak to kind of have it. Because like right now, I pulled everything from my store because I don't want inquiries. I'm low on animals. So I pulled all my animals from all the stores and everything just to go to the show because I have the exact number I need to fill my displays. So I'm like, I can't sell anything before the show.
I know. I mean, I'm low. I went to Daytona and I did pretty good, and I'm low on animals too. And like, I still have stuff on my store, still have stuff on my Morph Market. But I got a show in February. Hopefully, I have some stuff hatched before then. I had a nice pairing between some Barons racers, so hopefully that'll go. And, the hognose are coming up soon again. Seasons go by so fast.
Yeah, they do. And something else that I kind of touched on it in another one I did, but Kevin and I have a breeding loan going on right now, so it's checked in. His animals checked in over here. So then, like, whenever I do activities, if I do feeding or whatever, it notifies him on his end that I did something with his animal because that's his animal at my place. And then,
yeah, super cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
That was really cool, man.
Yeah, it'll be cool when she breeds again, and then you'll get all the notifications about laying. And
I wonder, like, does the incubator go into my incubator? You think?
I don't know. It should be in mine. But you would probably get a notification. I would assume.
Maybe I get a notification on the days, but yeah. Well, I don't know. It's possible. I have no idea. Maybe it could be set up that way. Maybe it's just a notification. I don't know.
This is the first year I really started using Husbandry.Pro in my hognose world because I had my hognose side of the room like real small, so I was just doing everything out of memory. But now I got more than I can remember everything that's going on, so I've been religiously tracking breedings and stuff for the hognose and all that. But it's gonna be a good year next year.
I'll tell you, it's even better if you just have one animal and you put it in, because the way most people are is like, you have one animal, next thing you know, you have 7.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is the way it is, and I have what I got a 1.3 of Barons racers. They're all in there.
Right.
I mean, it's not a huge group, but I mean, it needs to be in there. And then I had holdbacks, so now I have 6 in there, Right. So it'll grow, and then eventually next year I'll have, or hopefully by the end of this year I get some eggs, and I'll have 2 more holdbacks or 4 more holdbacks. The Barons racers, you can't hold them back like you can hold back hognose, because females get to like 7 feet. So, I mean, I guess you can room, you can, but so. Males top out at like 5.5 maybe, but those females get big, man. You need a lot of cage. So.
Yeah, but that brings a little bit more meaning to like, oh oh, just hold it back. Maybe you might need to breathe it. Like that's a whole different caging level than just like a little tub, you know?
Yeah, like hognose, you know, you got a 3-foot female and a 55-40. I mean, you know, they do good in there pretty much for life.
Right.
Not the bull snakes, you know. So, you know, those collections of those things will never be huge, but I love having like a wide range of colubrids and utilizing Husbandry.Pro for them, man.
Yeah, that's something I kind of learned too, was as I started getting like more king snakes and stuff like that, I've just been entering them into the system once I get them. So then I'm not playing catch up later, you know?
That's the key right there. The catch up part's just like, because you could overwhelm in your head. It's you overwhelm yourself more than it probably is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, especially because I'm not like a king snake guy. So like you buy something and it's like, oh, this is a scissors crossing whatever the hell, you know? And I'm like, all right, it's in my memory now because I just bought it. But like if I waited a year before I entered it, I'm gonna be like, what was this thing again? I don't remember.
Yeah,
you know, like,
100%, dude. And then even if you go to sell, like let's say do you have a pair?
Yeah.
Or you just have one?
I
got a pair, so
yeah.
So you breed them, you know, and now you have the lineage for whoever wants to buy scissor crossing, or whatever it is.
Yeah, scissor road crossing. I had to get something from California since I was, you know, originally a California boy, you know. So
hell yeah, man.
I got a little piece of home with me.
I like it.
All right, Zach. Safe travels, man. Have a good show.
Zach, have fun in Dallas, man. Need to get out there one day. Next year, Shane.
Man, that's a far one for me.
Yeah, that's a flight, dude. You don't have to vend it, dude. They're fun. They're fun just to go, man. You know, you've vended Tinley the last few years. I mean, just go and you could rep whatever you want to rep. You could rep Husbandry.Pro, visit the tables, you know, do some networking, you know, for Husbandry.Pro or for your, you know, for small town, for whatever you want, man.
Yeah, I'll be doing a little bit of that up at CRBE Canada. I'll be up there under the red line banner, but everyone knows I'm a Husbandry.Pro guy too, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of Husbandry.Pro talk while I'm up there. And you know, Husbandry.Pro is technically a Canadian company, so I mean, I'll be know, in the homeland of Husbandry.Pro, so that'll be pretty cool.
That's cool, man. That's cool. You're gonna have a great time.
Supposed to be hanging out with Robert, you know, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. You're gonna have a great time, dude. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. I'm sure too. Well, anyone that's watching this that isn't into Husbandry.Pro now, if you want to go give a free trial, enter the code Mutant60. It's down there scrolling on the bottom. And what do you get for entering Mutant60, Kevin?
You get 60 days free trial for whatever. I'm pretty sure it's for whatever one you want to sign up for. So if it was a breeder, you hit the breeder. You don't have to enter a credit card. You get a free trial. I'm not trying to trick you in anything, but whatever you enter after 60 days, baby, it's theirs. And if you want it back, you do have to put that credit card in. But you won't. You're gonna put that credit card in before that 60 days is up because you love it that much.
I agree with you. Any company that's willing to give you 60-day free without entering a credit card is pretty confident in their product. That's what I get out of that.
No, definitely, man. I hate doing free trials. Oh, it's 7-day free trial. Enter your credit card. You know you ain't gonna cancel it. They're gonna make you forget, man. You're gonna forget about it. You're gonna get charged. It's so that they're just like, hey, you're gonna love this. This is what you need. And you know what? I've never even jumped. Honestly, I've never jumped on anything before. I've been approached. I've never really been confident in like trying to be a salesman for Husbandry.Pro or to be a partner or anything like that. But I really want to see the industry grow for the better, and I strongly believe in this is the program that's going to do it.
Yeah, and for guys like me and you that kind of dabble in different things, like if I go to purchase an animal and they're using Husbandry.Pro, it's like the whole format's familiar to me. So when I scan their little QR code or I see the animal in the system, I know where to go and what to look for to look at the key things like genetics, localities, all that stuff, man. And that helps me learn about that species because it's like a familiar setting, you know?
Yeah, and you know, one thing that I realized that we didn't touch on, and I actually haven't used the feature yet, and I wanted to do it today, but I was at work and I trying to balance the two. A lot of times I can get away with doing whatever I want, but today wasn't one of those days. You know, moving stuff from your Husbandry.Pro store to Morph Market, man. I mean, everybody uses Morph Market, and I mean, you know, if you're the coolest part, this is the coolest part. So like going into Morph Market and entering stuff from stuff you already have, like either if it's written down or in your Excel, you still got to move it over somehow. With Husbandry.Pro, it just goes in there. Like after your incubation is done, it goes in there. You know, as long as you want to take pictures of the babies and the weights, it's in your Husbandry.Pro already, man. Right. You just click, bam, paste, slap, right there on Morph Market, man. It's in your Morph Market store, and everybody uses Morph Market. So, I mean, if you're probably already using Morph Market if you're going to get Husbandry.Pro. So it's just another selling point for using Husbandry.Pro.
Yeah, it definitely is because, like you said, all the animal info's there, and then I just download the little CSV file and I throw it over there. And you could use it for updates too. Like if you just go through and update weights and pictures, then you just do a new CSV file, and it'll take them over to those same animals you have on Husbandry.Pro. Honestly, I rarely go on Morph Market. I rarely go over there, but once in a while, like if I get an inquiry over there, then I'll go check my inventory and I'll be like, man, I got like 6 other animals on Husbandry.Pro, so it's time to like do an update. You know, I never go check my inventory over there unless somebody dings me over there. So, well, I think we'll close out for the night, man. Unless you got any pressing matters you want to touch on.
No, that's pretty much it, man. I'm just, I'm happy to be a partner or even be considered a partner because like I said, I believe in this, and that's why I sought after it because I just, you know, I feel like it's, you know, I only give advice to people that that I strongly believe in, and I could say 100% that people would be pleased with this, and this will make the industry a better place. So, and it's not like I'm going to make $1 million doing that, but I believe in it. So give it a try if you come across this video. Mutant 60, baby.
Mutant 60. And welcome to the partnership team, Kevin.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much, dude.
Yeah, brother. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and close it out. Enter Mutant 60 if you're going to sign up for Husbandry.Pro. And until next time, guys, rock on. And